Hello, 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 everybody. Snaps and jazz hands. Welcome to the special Pride edition of the Misfit Toys Comedy live stream. We have published author, great friend of mine, hilarious comedian, Mr. Aidan Park. How you doing?
I'm so tan compared to that. I'm so pale in that, don't you think? It's because I spent a week at Baja with you, running into cactuses.
Oh. He ran into the cactus. My mother was like, when are you going to turn on your brain?
I thought I was meant to go off trail and climb rocks. And then I ran into a bunch of cactuses and I walked back. I was like, Iggy, I hurt myself. And the mom was like, yeah. She was like, when you got to turn on your brain.
Is cactus code for hot local trade?
I was bleeding.
Oh, that makes sense.
Aidan is what we call an indoor child.
Ah, yes.
He's not supposed to go outside. We have comedy producer. She has given so many opportunities for so many comedians, does so much for West Hollywood and the LGBT community. Project Q. The credits go on and on and on. If I said them all, the show would be over. So Jackie Steele, you are a beacon. You are so amazing. We love you. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here. You were like, oh, she's there. I was like, who else is coming on this show? I'm excited to be here with all of you, if nothing more than to hear Aidan's bizarre holiday stories.
And then we have the beautiful, talented Samantha Hale, who also gives so much opportunities for LGBTQ rising comedians. Her hour specials out, been this huge success. We will pop that link up. Just give Samantha Hale some snaps, the queen that she is. Yes.
Ooh, queen, I like that.
So we reclaim the word by spelling it B-I-T-C-H. What's bizarre, ironic, terrifying, crazy, and hard? And what's your favorite breakfast food? What'd you have for lunch? Let's talk some food and B-I-T-C-H. Samantha, take it away.
Ooh, food. The thing I'm trying not to eat right now because I want to fit into my pants. Okay. Well, food. What I want to eat and what I actually eat are two different things. But, you know, who doesn't love a good mimosa in the morning? Hello, brunch. It's trying not to get scurvy. You know, that's the thing to do. But I actually feel like the kid from Stranger Things because I have kind of an Eggo fetish. I like to wake up in the morning and eat my little blueberry Eggos. Isn't that adorable? I'm adorable.
You are adorable. You're adorable.
I'm waiting for Aidan or Jackie to come in and just let me have it. I'm waiting for it.
I'm like, it's Pride Month. Be nice. And it's building up. It already hurts.
You realize that was recorded. You said to be nice to me. Recorded. This is
So Samantha, you got to read Ray from Wales. What's up, Ray? We love you.
Hey, Ray.
You got to pronounce this. So Samantha, take it away, and then time for you to B-I-T-C-H. Go ahead and try to pronounce this one.
Wait, I was like, wait, that thing that you want me to read? Okay. Prahan de Taganu Camfiftio?
Ray's probably dying right now.
No, I don't know. Can I just say the bearded dragon? Because I like bearded dragons.
Yes.
Ray, aka the bearded dragon. That is a cool ass name.
That's Welsh for good afternoon. That's a long way of saying good afternoon, right?
I know, right?
I just keep hearing sound to replay. I'm like, it's Rihanna, right? Did I get it? Did I win something? What's happening?
So, Jackie, what do you have to B-I-T-C-H about? What's crazy in the
What
world?
do I
I've been here a long time.
So the show's about 3 hours then. First of all, I was telling you in the green room that I was in the mountains in New York. I went away to a little German resort. I took my 82-year-old aunt away for the weekend, and she drank everyone under the table. The sauerkraut was flying. So I had a lot of German food recently, and that's the thing I guess I've been noshing on. And now I'm back in LA, so of course I'll do a cleanse and give up Jägermeister for a week.
She won't.
You can go to Mexico and just drink the tap water. It's an amazing cleanse. It's a lot cheaper.
Exactly. However we get there, everyone's on a budget in this year. So that was bizarre. That counts for my bizarre?
That counts?
That's as bizarre as...
That works. That works.
And what's the other? Intense? Is it intense?
You can do bizarre, ironic, terrifying, crazy, or hard. If you got all of them, you need some help, you shouldn't be on this show?
Oh my God, great. So I'll say, what's ironic is that Samantha thought this was a podcast and then thought it was Zoom, but we covered that in the green room. She's my tech savvy baby. She's my tech savvy baby. And I'll just say, I don't know, my H is that I'm hot, and I think it's 65,000 degrees since I just got back here in LA, and I was bitching about it being cold, and now I'm right back to doing the same thing here. So that's all I remember from those letters. I don't know. What else?
I love it. I love it. No, that's great. That's great. Aidan, what has been bizarre, ironic, terrifying, crazy, or hard? What do you have to be at TCH about?
I think I need to get Botox again, guys.
Oh.
God. Oh, I see an emotion. Oh no.
I'm seeing motions.
Book an appointment.
And like, okay, like a tan looks great, but it really does heighten the wrinkles.
Oh,
So I think it's time to.
well,
Yeah.
don't do that. You're not helping right now. You look like a scrotum.
I look
Stop
like,
it.
you know those brain, you know the brain monsters where the brain's exposed. Ugh.
Yeah,
That's the Star Trek character, I think.
yeah, that's what it's very Star Trek.
What's ironic is looking like Aidan and complaining. That's what's ironic. Looking like Aidan and complaining or thinking you need anything.
Oh, stop!
I know, right?
You know what I do at night? This is bizarre. I put painter's tape on my face. I think Iggy's seen it. I put
Okay,
painter's
RuPaul.
tape on my
That's
face
where all that blue tape went. I was like, why
Yeah.
is all my blue tape missing?
because I sleep like that, right? And so I like to put tape on it so that it doesn't. I put it all on my forehead. So that
Okay, I was ready for that to go in a completely different direction. When I heard I taped myself up at night, I thought we're gonna have some fun, and that's
no,
disappointed.
no fun. I had a breakup last couple of weeks ago. Iggy had to hear about it. I was
No,
crying to him.
he had a break open.
I did have a break open. It's a
He
break
had a
open.
break open.
Break open.
I bet he did.
Break
That's the aftermath. The break
Thank you.
open
Thank
after
you.
the breakup.
Hence the trade in Mexico. We know.
So
I love the laugh. I want to share. So I feel embarrassed. I got the Apple Pod things. You know those white pod
Yeah,
things.
AirPods.
I cannot believe I spent hundreds of dollars on electric Q-tips. I yanked them out and I'm like, really? Is that what's inside? Like they go so deep inside. I'm like, ew.
Yeah.
And then I feel entitled. So when I was wearing them at the market, I was like, and the vendor asked me, he's like, son nuevos, ¿cuánto cuestan? Like, are those new? How much do they cost? And I felt so ashamed. I bought 5 rainbow ponchos.
You felt ashamed of your privilege, so you bought 5 ponchos. That adds up. That's right.
I was trying to balance out the karma. I'm like, if I can spend this much money on some like electric Q-tips, I can at least support an Ecuadorian family and buy 5 ponchos.
Wonderful. The Ecuadorians right now are giving a real slow clap on that math, but yeah.
This alpaca.
that's hilarious.
Okay, it was 2 ponchos and 2 throw rug things, but still, same vibe.
Still
Same
wonderful.
vibe. In this amazing month of Pride, how have you experienced the evolution of representation in Pride? How has it evolved over the years? Your first Pride to Pride now, well, pandemic Pride, but really over the arc of us, of being that rainbow, of shining brightly, so that we can see humanity, every color just shining brightly. How has it evolved? What was your first Pride like, Aidan?
My first Pride.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. I guess I hate I'm so terrible. I don't like big crowds, and so I didn't go to the parades. I always avoided the parades, but I watched them on TV. That was cool. But you know what I saw today? Well, it was really cool. Blues Clues. You know the show Blues Clues. They have a Pride Parade episode where they go and then they had like this drag queen come out and she sings "Families that love each other go on the Pride. Hurrah, hurrah." I think it's so cute. And then they had like elephant families and dolphins. And so that speaks a lot because now, before when they used to do anything related to gay things, they would be like, viewer discretion is advised. And now they have things for Nickelodeon where people, I think it's so lovely. Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love that representation in cartoons with youth. It's amazing. That's actually quite phenomenal. Jackie, what was it like for you when you first, your first Pride, your first LGBTQ experience?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I mean, it feels like so long ago, and I feel like we go through these waves of having these kind of like efforts towards like this grassroots, real community-based vibe, and then just complete mayhem shit show to corporate takeover, which is like the inevitable journey, right? Like as soon as it's America, so as soon as they see there's an opportunity to cash in, they're going to do it, and that's just overall. But I feel like now, because of where we are in the world, we're seeing a little bit more of that effort. It feels like the things that are going on are a little bit more rooted in home, a little bit more rooted in queerness, like actual queerness and what that means.
What does that
how
mean?
to represent it. I'm also big on saying Pride all year long, right? Because like this is all wonderful, but like especially holding like companies, anyone that says they want to support the community, allies, which we don't have enough time to unpack that word, but keeping people accountable for the entire year in representing our community. I think there's also people that don't like the word queer. I realized that recently. I was talking to some older LGBTQ folks, and they were like, we resent it. That was a bully word for us. That was a bad word for them. And I think queerness overall for me, because I do love the word, I tend to gravitate towards it. So for me, I think is just understanding the spectrum of our community and learning about the past, figuring out and where we're going, listening to our youth to figure out where they want to go, but also respecting how the hell we got here. Because I think we lose that sometimes.
I love it. Samantha, your first Pride or gay experience. Actually, look at today. What's your favorite moment when you go out and go, wow, we've done some work. Like, wow, things have changed. Wow, okay, we took a couple steps forward. What's that to you?
Yeah. Well, I think so. Here's the thing. I don't know if the viewers know. I'm actually straight. I'm not happy about it at all. Straight men are challenging. But here's the thing. So my experience is going to be a little different. As I know, Jackie mentioned the word ally. Like, yes, there's a lot to unpack there. But it's been a really incredible learning experience and a humbling experience for me as a straight woman. Because when I first was invited to Pride, I started working in the community. I started doing stand-up shows in the West Hollywood scene and working with drag queens and whatnot. And it was a party. The first Pride was just like, oh, there's beautiful floats and there's artwork and people are celebrating. Okay, great. But then as you go to more Prides and you learn about where it actually started, you learn that this is more that it's not just a party. It's not just to put on your cute outfit and go get drunk on, Santa Monica. This is a movement. This is learning about Stonewall, learning about that it all started with a brick thrown by a Black trans woman, and what a powerful statement that was and how it escalated this entire movement. And it's wonderful to see that, yes, now it's more accepted and everyone, all the straight girls go to the gay bars and whatnot. But it's like, I think that allies, like, we need to be educated. We need to know what it means. It's not just a fun thing for us to go have mimosas at. Like, it's more than that. So I've really enjoyed the difference between, just kind of coming into the community and being accepted and embraced by the most incredible people I've ever met. Versus now where it's like I've gotten to know people and I've heard stories and it's become more personal and more emotional. And I see it differently now. And I'm really grateful that I got humbled by the real story.
The WeHo Queens will humble you.
Yeah.
And speaking of queens, by the way, Aidan, when it comes to the need for Botox, listen, I asked a drag queen once, I said, girl, do you have any recommendations on makeup that could maybe help me with these creases? Like, what do you recommend? And she looked me dead in the face and she said, I don't know, bitch, get bangs. That's what I knew. It was in the queens.
Well, you know what? The bangs, I will explain myself. I used to try to have bangs.
Oh yeah, let's not do that. Let's not do that.
Naturally high hairline.
Yeah, but
so it looks like.
No,
yeah,
I
I think I like the Vulcan better. Or maybe
it's a vibe. You don't have to. You don't have to do any of this. We don't have to do this. You can just lean into it. It's a vibe. It all works.
Well, I just saw Jackie's comment that they would have never guessed that.
By the way, just so everyone knows, I thought these were the I'm such an idiot. I thought these were the stream comments. I am killing it in the comments that nobody can see.
Sure, Jan.
I'm just like roasting Samantha and Aidan, and nobody can see it but me and Iggy. So there's nothing to be won here. I wanted to add real quick that Samantha's done so much ally work that she calls me from Home Depot to tell me she loves me. She's putting in a lot of hours trying to figure out how to do it right.
I can't.
But also, Samantha mentioned, Marsha P. Johnson, and something I'm always, railing on about in the community is that, our trans women have a statement, which is give us our flowers while we're here, right? And so that means celebrate us and embrace us while we're here. Don't just do it after we're gone. Right. And I think a lot of times we tend to talk about Marsha P. Johnson, or we talk about those things without talking about, the gatekeeping and the road blocking that went on and what that journey was like for them and how difficult it is and how you can look at that and use it to actually help queer people along today.
It is not easy. I have walked in fear many times. Yeah. And I know that when I walked with Aidan through the market in Baja, Mexico, just us being ourselves in public. And people would tease or say stuff and, but that was, I think, more outreach. That, hey, here we are. What's up? Let's have some fun, Yeah. And I'm like, don't worry, baby. It's only gay the third time. Solo es gay la tercera vez. No te preocupes. No tenemos que grabarlo. We don't have to record it.
But you're right. We are recruiting. So be careful.
Available on pay-per-view.
Ooh.
So when was the first time you kissed a girl, Jackie?
And she liked it?
Oh, yeah, I liked it. No, every time. I don't remember. I think I was with a woman, I think when I was maybe 17, but I didn't date or do it. I mean, I was a late bloomer. I don't know if you can guess that, but yeah. So, and I wasn't only with women. I just didn't date when I was young I was, trying to get my mind right. So, I think maybe like 17 or so.
So 17, you had your first kiss. Were there sparks? Was it like, oh, you're like, no, it was just, I don't know.
I was like, this is fun. But it wasn't any more moving than kissing a guy. I mean, I'm bisexual, so it wasn't any more like moving necessarily. But I mean, the older I got, the better I got at all of it. So I think that's
I love it. For me. I have a hard time saying bisexual because people have a hard time accepting that word.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that you're on this, whatever, if it's 70, 30, 50, 50, 64, whatever that spectrum is of the Kinsian scale.
Yeah, first of all, you're on it. Everybody watching is on it. So whether you think it or not, that's just the reality of it, right? Like you're on it to some degree.
Really?
And I'm technically a pansexual. Look at Aidan's like, look at you're gonna have so many feelings right now, and you're
if there was I was raised so conservative, like it's such a scary environment that if there was 5% that liked vagina,
you would have
made that, done something with that.
Yeah.
What would you have done with that, Aidan?
What?
What would you have done with that?
I would have, I don't know, married a nice Korean girl and, had babies in, San Jose. Like, that's what, I mean, that's fine, By the way, I would have cleaned up at the Korean Baptist church, like, because I'm all Korean.
I'm like, that is specific as shit. So I'll just say you're 0.0003. I didn't say you were like 50. I feel like when it comes to those, number one, the fact that I know you're pretty much mostly gay is that you said I would have done something with that. And that says to me, you have no business being anywhere near any of it. But one thing I've noticed recently is a lot of gay men that I know, gay and straight, which I'm loving all of it, have come out as not I'm bisexual, but they've come out a little bit more about their sexuality and being fluid. And I think we have our, gender nonconforming folks and our trans folks to thank for that freedom, because seeing a straight guy say, yeah, I think I'm a little bit on the bi scale.
Jackie, I call it last call. Last call for alcohol. Like that's when Pasadena goes gay.
Yeah.
2 a.m.
I didn't even know Pasadena could go gay. So this is all news to me.
Oh, no. Pasadena's gay at 2 a.m. when it's a sidewalk sale.
No, but I mean publicly. Like I've seen people publicly stating it that I would have never thought. And gay men that were like, I'm really embarrassed. I was nervous, I was ashamed, but because we put our own community in a box, right? It's just a different type of box. So
I actually didn't. Now I know that bisexual men exist, but like I have this terrible joke. Even 3 years ago, I didn't think it was a real thing. I thought it was something they invented at the LGBT Center to help new gay men transition. Like I really thought that's what it was, and I'm ashamed because of that. Because I really was that, And then I dated a bisexual, and I found this porn history, and then it was like, oh, Asian girl gets it, and I was like, ooh, I'm the Asian girl now. But so that's how I know it's real.
First of all, you being the Asian girl, I'm just going to leave that word. I was like, I don't even know how far I want to go down this road. But bisexuals are the assisted living on the queer community. We are here for you. We're here to just help you next.
All I can think of right now is that scene in American Horror Story with Jessica Lange where her daughter says, I want to be a pretty girl. And she says, but you're not a pretty girl. Aidan, you would be a very pretty girl.
Oh, sounds like my mom. So it took my mother 10 years to accept that I was gay. 10 years.
Wow.
10 before she could say it. And it wasn't a phase. 10 years. And I remember when she went to Pride with me in Los Angeles for the first time, and we were in Mickey's. And this gnarly guy tried to hit on me. And she came up and she goes, stop. Do you own mirror? Do you own a mirror?
Dang.
In what world do you think this is even possible?
Yes, Mom.
Whoa.
Wow.
I love that.
It's called Taibo in the shower. Taibo shower. No, seriously.
Wow.
Like, does this need to get more embarrassing? Please stop.
Wow.
Not only did your mom like,
I was like,
she read someone. I mean, that's growth.
oh no, she was like, it was like a shield. She was like, this one I like. This, okay, you can talk to she was just like super, like I loved bringing my mother to Pride. That was amazing.
Oh, the first time I brought my mom to Mickey's, because I worked there for many years. And hopefully it'll be opening soon and I can go back to work. I would love that.
Yes.
The first time I brought my mom in, I remember we were at the bar and she's like, I'm a little uncomfortable. And I said, Mom, why? What are you talking about? She's like, well, it's just that normally when I go to bars, I like to get drunk and hit on guys. Can I do that here? I said, yes, Mom, tits are tits. Everyone likes those. Like, come on. Yeah, and she had the best time. My mom had like a gay BFF for many years, and she was always like very loving and supportive. The first time I took her to a drag show, so the queen that was hosting liked to bring like new people up who had never been to the show and kind of like divergenize them in a way, kind of mess with them a little bit. So she lined up all of the new people and was like, okay, I'm going to go up and down the line. You're going to tell me what you like. And the question was dick or clit. And my mom didn't understand the question. So she asked my mom, dick or clit? And she said, clit. And everyone in the room was like, Sam's mom's a lesbian? Cool. I had no idea. And I said, no, Mom. It means like she's asking you what do you like? And she's like, oh, dick. I like dick. And I'm like, what's my mom? Okay, that's my mom. She had the best time. Oh my God.
I went to the bathroom. I came back. She's in the middle of like the shirtless circuit. Like
totally.
It's like I'm living for this. I'm living for this. Oh, I'm trying to think about the different prides of different cities. We have Berlin, Christopher Street Day. We have Pride in San Francisco, LA, DC, New York, Houston, Denver, Chicago, all over. Any favorite cities? Any favorite prides? Los Angeles, Long Beach. North Hollywood's got a pride.
New York, I think here, New York, just like nothing like Pride in New York. But Barcelona is also probably my favorite pride.
Ooh.
Barcelona was stupid. It was so good.
Oh, wait, you guys. Ray is trying to hit on my mom. Ray, since you're the same age as my daughter, is your mom seeing anyone at the moment? I would love to hook you up with my mom, but you're going to need a Ouija board. She unfortunately has passed away. But I'm sure that she's looking down on you thinking you're really hot right now.
Oh.
Sorry, that just got real serious for a second.
Taking that beat, taking that respect, taking it in. It's good. Yeah. It's good. It's
So we're
really,
talking
really
about Pride
good.
in different cities.
Yeah, BCN. I'm thinking Pride in Paris was really, really fashionable and fun, but Pride in Berlin. I was talking about this before we got on. It's like the Doctor Who telephone booth. It's like a really small cafe, and there's like a little door in the back, and it just opens up to a gauntlet, a Costco-sized just dungeon.
Yes.
And it's like, what is happening here? And I'm just so happy I had a headlamp because I was like, I need to see what is going on. I am spelunking in Germany. I'm going spelunking. I'm going to see what is happening. I do not want to slip on anything. If I'm going to be in a sling, I want to see what's it's attached to, make sure it's properly secured. I need to make sure I'm safe. So if you're going to go to Gay Pride in Berlin, get a headlamp.
The fact that you showed up with a headlamp, though, I think is the most amazing part of that story. The fact that you just showed up to Pride like, we're going to do this.
I don't go anywhere without my headlamp. Aiden knows. He's like, girl, we're like in the middle of San Diego. Like, why are you wearing your headlamp?
Is that true?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. People here drive crazy. So when I go out at night and I walk, I have the headlamp on and like cars will come. I'm like, don't you run over me.
Smart.
Oh my God, I love it.
Awkward, but smart.
Yeah. Wait, is no one going to mention the Castro? Castro, that's the good Castro. Yes, that was I think actually my first one, and it was like, whoa, this is so cool. Like to see everyone just being so expressive, and then I think that the Dykes on Bikes were there, and there was just tons of these like badass women on motorcycles. I was like, this is amazing. I loved it.
That's a good break-in.
What's that?
That's a good break-in, Pride. That's a good one.
Yeah, it's a nice kind of like ease your way in gently. But yeah, it was great because they just blocked off like, you know, several blocks. It was just like this massive block party. There were just, you know, I think I saw a few naked men, which I was like, oh, and I was like 16 or 17. I was like, oh my gosh, naked. I learned what a bear was. It was awesome.
Oh, I got arrested at New Orleans Pride.
Oh, I bet you
I
did.
was on
that story.
I was on Bourbon Street, and because I don't have boobs, boys have to show their butt for beads.
Oh.
So, but I showed my butt in the straight part of Bourbon Street.
Oh.
And they threw me up against the wall and they handcuffed me.
What
And,
year was this? What?
4 years ago.
Gross.
Wait, what?
Yeah. And I was like, what's happening? And they're like, you can't show your butt. And I'm like, but look at all this gaggle of bears.
Yeah.
Are you arresting me because I wax?
Oh.
Right. Probably.
That's
And then they put me in the paddy wagon, and to teach me a lesson, they put me at Orleans Parish Prison. They sent me to OPP holding. So at the bottom of the prison is where everybody's in orange suits chained up to the thing. And I'm in like my harness and my booty shorts and my braids. I was prison ready. I was like, I am prison ready. Pride in prison.
no.
Girl.
That's so gross. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Also, who told you about the butt thing? Because I think you got led astray here.
Yes, you may have been messing.
They told me butt for beads. I was like, okay. You get addicted to the beads. You get addicted to the beads when you get to New Orleans. It's all about the beads. You got to have beads. You got to get those beads.
Yeah, we know about the butt beads.
Samantha's come full circle.
Yeah, I was like, someone take that opportunity. Come on. I mean,
I never felt so popular. I walked in there. They just started rattling the bars and yo, Snow White. Yeah, Snow White. You're going to be mine tonight. You're going to be mine tonight. And I'm like, don't promise what you can't pay. Like,
Oh
I've been
my
like,
Did they really say that to you?
oh yeah, no, the whole prison was
oh
like,
my God.
I would expect a lot worse than that. And that sounds like a date. That sounds like a nice, like a gentlemanly thing to say in prison.
That
That's not.
sounds like my ideal Friday night.
That's crazy. That's just just something they do on, like, you know, Scared Straight episodes where like they bring teenagers who are misbehaving into the like, you're gonna be mine. They actually say that?
oh yeah, no. Across the
It's
board.
a real thing. Like I thought they just put that on to scare the teenagers.
It's actual jail. Yes, of course they say. That's like, can I get you an appetizer? That's charming for jail speak. Are you kidding me?
How do you know this, Jackie?
I know many things. I've lived a lot of lives, my friend. A lot of lives.
I mean, that's fascinating to me. I thought it was just something they do on that show for like to scare teenagers.
No.
That's wow. Okay, well maybe I
No.
should consider prison.
Iggy was the only voluntary prisoner in that jail for like 2 years.
Oh my God. What do you mean you're releasing me?
I'm not ready.
The scary thing is that you get one phone call. I only know my own number. I can only call myself. I do not know anyone's number.
No
and
one
they take away all your possessions. And what do?
Ugh.
What did you do?
So I went to the security guard. I go, what's your mama's number?
Ah.
What? I go, if you know your mama's number and you're a good Southern man, you should tell me your mama's number. What's your mama's number? If you can tell me, I'll go sit down. If you can't, you got to go get my cell phone. What's your mama's number?
Fair.
He's like, and we went downstairs, and all the paraphernalia is like shrink wrapped in like a dry cleaner. So there's like switchblades and guns and Glocks and this, and then there's like beads and a pink like glitter like iPhone case. Like, that one's mine, please. That one is mine.
Wow, that's smart though.
Well, you've got to make magic. You got to make magic. Don't it never hurts to ask, and ask in a creative way.
Great. That's smart, girl.
I feel like I've missed a lot of opportunities by not partying with you until now. This is.
When are we all going to New Orleans?
We're going to go to Baja. We're going to come down to Mexico. This time Aidan's going to stay on the trail and not like make love to a cactus.
Aidan, I'm looking at you.
I was bleeding.
Oh, boo.
Mm-hmm. He was baptized.
I should have tied it around my leg. And it really,
he felt tough. He was like, I'm tough. I'm just rugged. And
I had blood running down my leg. It was like the opening sequence.
Aidan, listen to me. Aidan, listen to me. A cactus atop does not you make.
Ah!
We have these amazing, talented comedians here, and the journey is joyful, long, challenging. It's quite a thing to be a comedic artist and to tell your truth. I was not out on stage for the first 3 years of my comedy career. I wasn't able to it was not, I just couldn't do it. And you've accomplished so much, Samantha and Jackie and Aidan, and you've helped so many people. If you could go back in time and tell yourself at the beginning of your comedy career, comedy journey, what nugget would you tell your earlier comedy self? Samantha.
I would say, don't be worried about approval. Don't be worried about whether or not people are going to like you, because I wasn't doing jokes that I liked when I first started, because I was kind of like, I wanted to make everybody happy. I didn't want to go dark. I didn't want to go edgy. I didn't want to even risk offending someone. I was such a people pleaser, and now it's like, fuck it. If I think it's funny, and like, I like dark now, I like edgy. Like, I have jokes that I write on purpose being like, okay, I have a ton of material that I know either they're going to get what I'm actually saying in my humor and they're going to love it, or they're going to be really uncomfortable and they're going to like it, or they're just going to like stare at me. And I've just kind of learned to stare back. Like, I will stare. I will let you figure that out. I'll wait. I've even said that. I said, I'll wait. And then like, oh, this bitch ain't backing down. I guess I should laugh. She's going to come at me harder if I don't just give her what she wants. I'm going to validate her. She leaves me alone.
Melanie. Now she don't
Melanie. Hi, Melanie. Good to see you. She says that I don't give 2 shits. You're right. I don't anymore.
No, she gives 4. No, she gives 0.5. No, how many? Like what?
0.03, like Aidan's straight factor.
I love it. Jackie, what would you tell your early artist self?
Trust no bitch. No, I'm kidding. I agree, although partially. I agree with what Samantha said. I think it's super important advice. I think, you'll find your people and your people will find you. That's and that's audience and comedy, right? Like, that's both of those things. But yeah, I think I probably would have cut the fat on a lot of people a lot sooner than I did, but I came to it late. So I was a bit of a fully cooked dish. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't have to do a lot of I came to it from a different space. So I was comfortable on stage. I, had a, different, like a radio background, MC and all that stuff. So that part of it wasn't it, but it was really more about just finding my truth and leaning in. And I think to Samantha's point, because my truth is who I am is what it is, and it's been when it's been, but getting into that different space and going from like a different kind of MC where you are more of a people pleaser, where you do try to make the crowd this thing, to like, no, this is the raw truth of it. I had some work to do there, and I'm glad that I did. And also I learned pretty quick that wasn't going to work, and self-deprecating will never work for me because people don't buy it.
Yeah.
They don't want it. They don't want it for me. They're like, we literally know you'll punch everyone here in the face. We're not buying it. You're not depressed. You're not. You have a black soul.
Do you have an early self-deprecating joke that you used to do that you could share with us? Do you have one?
I can't even remember. I still talk about being a midget with a beer gut, but that's relevant even now. That's a different thing. But no, really, like
that's just an observation. Sometimes it's just an observation.
It's just a life note. It's just a life note. Anything like, oh, I'm sad dating. People are like, get the fuck. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. I'm not. I don't give a shit.
Jackie has gone full Bianca Del Rio. Like after every show that I do with Jackie, everyone's like, make fun of me next. Make fun of me next.
Like, like if you can punch up and be a mean girl backhanded compliment and make someone feel amazing but embarrassed but like seen.
Yes.
That's like, oh wow, she really sees me.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jackie sees me.
Wow.
That is my jam. And also like people, it's like the difference between having, you know, all these paid followers or like this group of people that will ride or die for you. I'll take it any day of the week in terms of comics, like peers, blah, 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 whatever, or audience.
I love it. I love the fact that you talked about the community and that it isn't a singular thing. You need your comedy tribe to find that tribe, to speak your truth, to find that tribe. And to be true to yourself. Aidan, what would you tell your earlier comedic artist self?
You know what I wrestled with a lot in the beginning is for years. I thought that the right way to go was, I was like, oh, this is what you're supposed to do. I'm supposed to go to the open mics at the Improv and wait in line for 3 hours for 2 minutes. That's a maybe. I'm supposed to go to the Comedy Store and do this thing. I'm supposed to the open mics. And I had mental wrestling with that because I never wanted to do it. And I just could not justify doing it. I was like, this is such a waste of time. I just can't I just didn't see it. And so it killed me to do it. And Samantha knows. I talked to her. I was like, Samantha, I think we're supposed to do this, but And so for 4 years, I was like, I don't know. And what I would say is, you absolutely do not have to do that. You absolutely, and what I think is important, the message, the important thing is, you don't want to become a cog in a wheel for a bigger thing. You want to become your own wheel. And so,
amen.
You know, I think trying to get somewhere by becoming a cog in that way, where so many people are wanting to become cogs, there is a better way. Finding your own uniqueness, finding your own voice, and then building out your own wheel. It's a much stronger position.
Amen. Well said, though.
I love it.
Yeah, and also, why seek the approval of people? You could just wait 5 years and watch you get canceled. Like, what are we doing? I just. Sorry, you don't think I'm cool, bro. We're good.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I love it. Oh,
screw you. I raised you. I don't care. I don't care.
So funny.
On that note, I love you guys so much. I have to get going.
Yes, Samantha.
Do you have like a 30-second lightning round or something?
Let's do this. So you're going to be with us for Pride, correct?
Yeah. Hello. Absolutely. Tell me when and where.
So
wait,
Aidan,
so we're all on the show. Can we talk about that?
Yes.
We're all on the show called Stand Up for Pride. Okay. And it's a fantastic event. It is to benefit a wonderful organization called Project Q. And they started as like what? They were giving haircuts to homeless LGBT youth to kind of empower them, let them feel good about themselves. And it's expanded into classes. It's expanded into clothing and stuff. And so we're doing a wonderful comedy benefit to benefit them. And then this is a red carpet. There's a chance for you to be photographed by like Getty Images. There will be media. We're sponsored, I believe, by Bacardi right now. We're working on it. And so gift bags, goodie bags, it's going to be such a party. And it's next Saturday, June 12th at 6:30 to 8 is the gifting suite. And then 8 o'clock on, we have a show. And all 4 of us will be on the show. And so excited to have everybody here on that show. It's going to be amazing. So come meet us, all of us. And so June 12th. And we have the, the link.
Perfect.
Perfect. And then Samantha, really quickly, can you tell us what is, when I go to Comedy Dynamics, what am I going to see?
Yeah, so basically I released my first 1-hour special via Comedy Dynamics, which they're such an amazing company. So the link that's posted, it's a link to all the streaming platforms, Apple TV, Amazon Prime, Google Play, it's all linked right there for you. So whatever, if you're an Apple person or a Google person, whatever, it's all available. It's called Only Happy When It's Raining Men.
I love it, yes.
Because, it has not rained men for me yet, but I am going to keep talking about it until it happens. But I'm so excited for the show on the 12th. See, I thought Iggy was just like, girl, let's meet at the Abbey. But Aidan was like, no, promote. I love it.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
I'm getting so much
what I've been doing to try to promote this damn event?
Aidan's having a meltdown.
This is what happens with straight women, though. Aidan's like, work, bitch. And she's like, work, bitch. She doesn't know work, bitch. Like,
work.
I'm actually going to go practice my Britney Spears dance right now because I want to be ready.
Yeah, you a slave.
Imagine me doing Britney. Okay, I gotta go. You don't want to.
I love you, Samantha.
Thank you so much. I love you guys. I can't wait to see you all on June 12th. And please talk a lot of shit about me once I leave. Okay.
No problem.
Oh, yes.
Bye, guys.
She's amazing. So fun. Now comes it was monologues, but now it's matriarch logs. Strong women and what they have taught us. Jackie, strong women and what they have taught you. What were some of the strong women in your life and what have they taught you?
Ooh, wonderful. Okay, sure. I think there's so many strong women in my life. My mother, for all that she went through. And, it wasn't until I was an adult that I realized like, oh, this is all this woman went through, right? Because sometimes when you're kids, you can only see them as parents, your mom, and what they are to you in that space. And then as you grow older, you get to understand their story and like what they went through. And I was like, the fact that bitch got out of bed every day, kudos. So that was a life shift for me. And I have so many. I have an LA mom who's like my mom of the universe, like the mom the universe brought to me that I call my mom. She's here. And she's taught me all kinds of things, how to do good business, how to, stand up for myself. I think the thing that I take from all the strong women in my life that I either know personally and intimately or that just influence me is to just stand in your truth and never back down and let everyone else be uncomfortable with it. It's not your problem. And I also have a dream every now and again that Maya Angelou tells me to shut the fuck up. So like for 3 days, I don't talk.
I write in Sharpie marker SFU on my wrist so that I remember to just.
Necessary. We're doing the thing. We're doing it. Aidan's like, are they doing it?
That's my mother goes, why you talk so loud? Why you talk so? Just stop talking. Stop. Just shh. I'm like, Mom, I'm on stage with a microphone. I'm supposed to talk. She's like, but that's not funny. Just shh. She's the worst heckler ever. Like, it's embarrassing. Like, it's mortifying. It's mortifying. Oh, Aidan, matriarchal, strong women figures. Maybe it was Britney. Maybe it was Madonna. Maybe it was your sister. Maybe it was your auntie. Maybe it was the neighbor. Who I don't know. What strong woman influence have you had? And what was that influence?
Actually, because I answered this question before, but I want to give another answer. Like, I did get told to shut up by Mama Nina, actually. Because, okay, like,
You're just very handsome, Aidan. You're just very handsome.
Thank you. They used to live near Columbine, and I was like, "Oh my God, Columbine, Oklahoma," and she was like, "We're not." I was like, "Where is it?" And she was like, "We're not talking. Where's Iggy?" And she tried to change it. And I was like, "No, tell me where it is." She's like, "This is making me depressed." She told me that. And I was like, I just want to look up where it is. Like, give me a chance. And she was like, you know, we've got to move on. And so, and I was like, "It's Colorado. It's Colorado." And she was like, "You don't have to be so loud about it." Everybody knows.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
But we bonded over that, you know. I think she says stuff like that, and if you can take it, then she's like, okay, you're okay, you know. But I bring her up because she actually reminds me a lot of my grandmother, and my grandmother raised me, and they both have this thing like it's a matter of fact, like this is what is going to happen, and that's it. And my grandma too is like, this is life. This is what's going to happen. We're going to do this. You know, we're doing it. Like, this is how it is. And there's a decisiveness and a surety and a clarity and a directedness and just no question. I love Iggy when he says this. There's no confusion. No confusion. And I love that in my strong women. And Jackie, you have that too. Like, I love talking to you on the phone because you're just like, you know, there is no confusion. It's like, this is who I am. And I just love that. I love that in my strong women. So Mama Nina, Grandma, and I feel like I have a lot of that too. Like, I like to lead my life like this is it. It took a more longer to me to get less timid, but I, you know, like to honor that part. So yeah, that's what I would say. Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Yeah,
no awesome. Confusion, Mama Nina. No confusion. There's no confusion. She walked up. She entered the house, saw Aidan, and she started to turn back. And I was like, "Ma," and she was like, "No," and I was like, "Trust me," and she's like, and then she came up the stairs. And she's like, "Okay, I like him. Okay, he can come back."
She gave me a hug at the end. She was like, "I love you. You stay with me in San Diego." Like we love each other. We had like a 4-hour heart-to-heart the night before we left, and that's when I said I almost cut it short by not knowing where Columbine was, but I saved it.
You totally did. And she doesn't accept everyone, so I was very proud. I was like, okay.
I love Mama Nina.
So I want to just take a beat and talk about magic and manifestation and how does that happen. And I'm in this magical place right now. And what I found is random acts of kindness just planted out into the universe come back in tenfold in so many different ways. And especially here at this place at Humphreys. I love you, Humphreys. You always take care of me in San Diego. Oh my God, James, you're amazing. The whole entire crew and staff. And like Cassidy, don't go to Paris. Go to Barcelona. Trust me, Jackie told you. Barcelona. But it's so amazing. I'm here at the pool and I give a little unicorn sculpture to these twins. And the mother looks at me and it's a friend from 20 years back that I haven't seen in 20 years. Had I not done that random act of kindness, I wouldn't have been reconnected. And just having that every day, you know, at least one, I tried 3 random acts of kindness where you just don't want anything in return. You just put it out there and it comes back in these great ways. How do you manifest, Jackie?
Yeah, I'm a big believer in that. I believe that we're here to take care of each other. And if I can do something nice for someone, I will do it. There's just no question about it. I'm absolutely happy to do it. Just day-to-day small stuff, or like if there's a way that I can help uplift someone or help them advance or whatever it is, I'm always down to do that. But when I first moved to LA, I don't know, 200 years ago or so, I was living in South Central. I was sleeping I just had a sleeping bag on my clothes. I had like tons of shoes, but like a sleeping bag, no bed or anything. And I remember I was like, I came out here, I had no contacts, no job, no nothing. I was just like, well, I saved up my money but I had no dream either. I didn't come here for anything. I came here because a friend of mine was coming here for singing, and then she was like, well, what do you come with me? And I was like, LA, what about
Crossroads with Britney Spears?
It was exactly
like,
that. I've never seen it, as I'm sure you would understand. But I'm there. But I believe everything you say, and I'll still never watch it. So I was so like, oh, what am I going to do? I have to get a job or whatever. And I went and I found AIDS Project LA, and I volunteered so I could get out of my own head. And then they were like, oh, we're going to feed you dinner. And I was like, dinner? Dope. And I would just go and volunteer and do the work and get a meal. I wasn't shy about it. I was thrilled about it. But it helps you to get over yourself. You know, whenever you're feeling like we all get this way to whatever degree, you can't get out of your own way. You can't pull yourself out. You're just in the fields. You just are. I find that giving time to other people helps you get the frick over yourself, which is what one side of me will say. And on the other side, you're putting something good into the world. So it'll give you that perspective in a flash if you need it. And it's always great to do good. So.
Do you know Mario Clemente?
I don't.
From APLA. So
no, it was a long, long time ago. Yeah.
But I love that. Just when you're stuck, give back, give out, go. Yeah. And I love it. Aidan, how do you manifest?
It's so interesting because I like seeing people kind of go after what they like. That's kind of my thing. Like that's like my favorite thing. And so I always get in trouble with my friends who sometimes get mad at me because I'm always telling people to do comedy. I'm like, you do comedy. You should do comedy. Like actors and actresses who are frustrated. I'm like, you should do comedy. Like it'll make you unique and da-da-da. And so I actually kind of help people get, kind of their comedy thing started. And this, I used to run a show at Flappers, and I used to have my own monthly show there. And there was a girl in the audience who I was like, she was so funny. And so I told her, I was like, you should do comedy. You're beautiful, you're funny. And she's a Chinese girl. And she's like, I always wanted to do comedy. That's her real accent, okay? And so I was like, well, then you should do it. You're booked next month. I'll help you figure it out. And so then I booked her, and she loved it so much, you guys. She not only went after it, turns out she is so into it, she bought her own storefront comedy studio. She built it. It's called the Hollywood Comedy. If you guys don't know it, her name is Zhao Ying Summers.
Okay.
And she's a movie producer, and I didn't know that. I had no idea. No, I thought I was just some girl. And so now she's like, Aidan, you're my family. So any project I do, you're in. And anytime you want here, you're in. And so I'm like, see, it pays to be nice to people sometimes. So I'm like super excited and grateful to have her friendship. And she's just amazing. And so it's kind of funny. Like you just do things and then you live the way you do. And then things just come back to you in really strange, unforeseen ways. I think
it's always like those flow of craziness that is always,
I'm doing a show at her venue, by the way. I just looked it up while you're talking. I'm doing a show there on Thursday. Thursday.
Tell her you're a friend of Aidan's. She will take care. She's like, you give me my first set. You might, and she has my book on display there.
Yes.
So
I'll be there next Thursday, everybody.
I love it. Jackie, redefine failure. What does failure mean to you before we go?
Oh God, failure is growth. Failure is how we get to the next chapter, whatever that means. If it's letting go, I think failure is someone else's idea, and I think it's a construct we don't have to subscribe to. I think it's more about learning how to process when things don't work, and it can be a relationship, it can be a job or a career effort, it can be a passion project, whatever it is, right? You can look at it. And you can take that opportunity after you feel the feels, because you have to feel the feels, and you certainly should do all those things, but don't stay there, right? Like you can take the opportunity with whatever it is to step back and go, why didn't that work? Why don't I think it worked? Why doesn't the other person or parties feel that it worked? And did I want it to work? Is that what I wanted? Was I serving myself, or did it not work because I wasn't serving my truth? So it wasn't right for me, that lover, that job, that gig, that whatever it is. Not everything's right for you. Many things aren't going to be right for you. And sometimes I believe when you're not ready to make a change, when you can't take that step, and again, sometimes you just get so in it and so stuck that the universe it'll just push you right off the edge, and you will take that step one way or the other. And it's absolutely happened to me, and it's happened to many people I know, where it's like, I've made this big change. I didn't want it. And then it's the best thing that could have happened at that time. So, write it out. Write it out.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Aidan, what does power mean to you?
Power means that you have a clear idea of that which is important to you, your values, and you know what you want to foster in the world. Not just like, I want money. It's like, what is it? What kind of energetically, what do you want to foster in this world? For me, it's spirit, freedom, welcoming, warmth, right? That's kind of what I like. So knowing that, and then deliberately making life choices in the direction of that which you want to cultivate in your world, out here, out wherever. And I'm in alignment with that, which is important to me. And I'm helping cultivate that. And that to me is power, and not having confusion, right? This is what I'm creating. This is what I am creating. This is important to me. And that's
so to unpack this, basically you're a traveling Bikram studio.
Yeah, that's right. I sweat.
Wonderful.
Jackie, your turn. Pick a power word. Let's unpack something before we go. We got 4 minutes.
Oh, God.
Speed round. Here we go.
Okay, pick a power word.
But we reframe anything.
Okay. Strength. I think we should reframe strength. I think we can unpack that. Okay. So Iggy, you do it.
Strength is effortless. It is flow. A huge giant is like with a boulder, and here comes a little pixie who's like with her pinky. That is strength. It is effortless. It is flow. You use the currents, the tides, and and it's effortless.
I love it. I think, well, because it's truth, right? So like, truth should be effortless, and honesty and all of those things should be effortless. When that's how you're walking through the world, it does feel effortless. And I think there's this like societal construct or whatever of like our expectation, or, of strength as this other thing. And people are like, oh, you're, this, and you're tattooed. And I'm like, none of those things have anything to do with my strength. My strength came through a long time ago, and it activates in much different ways than a tattoo, right? But like, so knowing that and knowing what makes you strong and what you put into the world makes you strong. I think that's it for me.
I love it. So tell us, we're going to do it one more time. We're doing the show for LA Pride, and we're doing it for Project Q. I'm popping in the chat one more time. What's the night going to be like, Aidan?
Okay, so you'll arrive at 6:30, and there will be, I believe there's a car out front that's going to be shrink wrapped in rainbow and promo models. And so you go in and you go from table to table, and there's all kinds of really cool organizations. Free Mom Hugs is going to be there. Hearts of Steele is going to have a table there. Project Q, of course, will be there. And then we have Bacardi. And we have all these awesome tables where you can get gifts and all of that. And then there's a step and repeat. And before the step and repeat, in honor of Project Q, there's going to be a hairdresser to help you zhuzh up, because you're going to be photographed standing up for Pride. Stand up on stage for Pride. Right, exactly. Then after that, you go and sit down, enjoy a wonderful comedy show, including Jackie, the very funny Samantha, Iggy, myself, and it's going to be a night of love and just joy and gifts and drinks, and and it's going to be wonderful. And I really hope you'll be able to join us, Comedy Chateau, June 12th at 6:30.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Jackie. Thank you, Aidan, Samantha. Thank you. And remember, to see the light of humanity, we need every color to shine brightly.
Oh, if you cannot make it, please consider purchasing a donation ticket that we might be able to use for people who might not be able to afford it. So maybe people who are associated with the organization who might not be in the financial position to be able to afford a $40 ticket. And that is how we're able to raise money for the foundation, and also let people come who have done great work, who might not have the finances. So.
And 50% goes to the org. This ain't no $20, baby. This is 50% of the proceeds go, and that's a huge, huge deal. So thank you to Aidan for putting it all together.
Yes, we will see you next week.
Woo!
Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, Aidan.
Bye.
Goodbye, everybody. Ciao, ciao.